everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the F1 2016 live career mode, which is being streamed right now on YouTube, and we are at one of the most unique tracks on the calendar, the night race of Singapore. Probably the track that I'm dreading the most in the Toro Rosso for some particular reasons, but we're here for the race for the Singapore Grand Prix. And I just want to quickly mention, guys, if you want to watch the exclusive practice and qualifying sessions that I do with anyone who watches it live straight away, then make sure to follow me on Twitter. It is on the top of your screen as well, and to subscribe so you know when I stream at the same time. Qualifying, we got P5, as you can see in the progress update there on the left hand side of your screen, and for the first time this series, I can gladly say we are in the purple, guys, so we could be promoted to #1 driver very soon as well. One thing before we start this episode off, guys, is we are going to be ceasing R&D right now, which will carry our 563 resource points across to the new season, along with some other points that we may get. I don't know what's going to happen on there, because I haven't really seen anyone, as I've been a bit busy, to see if they've been Season 2 or not. So, just want to say that, guys, I have no idea. If someone can tell me what happens, then let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it on there. But for now, we are going to be ceasing R&D right now, and we get 25% bonus, which is kind of nice from the team. So, thank you very much, guys. We're going to cease development right now, as we are currently the 5th fastest team, so I'll definitely take that on there. But for now, guys, we're going to head straight onto the track then for the Singapore Grand Prix. It's going to be the longest one on the calendar, and it's one that I really don't want to crash out of as well. And we're going to see if we can get a podium, which will be quite nice, but we'll see. But until then, let's head to the track for the Singapore Grand Prix.
Hello and welcome one and all to the shining streets of Singapore. Can you believe we've been coming here for nearly a decade now? It feels like only yesterday that Felipe Massa was dragging his fuel hose down the pit lane in that eventful opening race, and in a Grand Prix won from pole position more often than not. Will we see a new victor crowned today? Situated just 88 miles north of the equator, this 3.5-mile circuit is hot, it's humid, and is an incredible test for the drivers as they try to fight their cars around the bumps and in between the barriers. 23 corners take us twice over the bay to complete a single lap of this unique racetrack. The view is spectacular, the heat is unbearable. The race should be incredible. Anthony Davidson is alongside me in the commentary box this evening, and big race this one, a real test of endurance. Sounds right up your alley. Wouldn't you just love to be down there on the grid right now?
You know what, Crofty? I'm pretty happy to be up here in my air conditioning, thank you, right now. I can't stress just how difficult these conditions can be, especially when you consider it's the longest race on the calendar in terms of time. It's also one of those races where you have to remember to keep drinking, or there's a real risk of dehydration, just like we saw with young Kevin Magnussen a couple of years ago, don't forget. We mentioned the bumps as well. Take a look at the onboards if you get a chance during this race. The movement in the suspension and the chassis is just incredible, and it's lots of hard work to wrestle the car around the lap here.
We're performing really well so far this season. Keep this up and you'll be the team's #1 driver in no time.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. It was a good showing from Red Bull in qualifying, and Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen and a Toro Rosso, Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen, Sainz, Rosberg, Massa and Valtteri Bottas.
So we're on the grid, guys, for the Singapore Grand Prix, and I don't know if you guys noticed, we've moved up a place, because Max Verstappen's got a penalty. Good on us. So we're actually now P4 on the grid, and I've just realised we haven't seen what our predictions are for the race from our agent, so it's a bit unfortunate. It's going to be a 2-stop strategy, which is interesting. 2 sets of the ultra soft and then a set of the super softs at the end. I'm going to probably change that and do ultra soft, then a super soft, then an ultra soft strategy on there. So, and as always, guys, you know what I do with this. We put a bit of fuel in the car just to, you know, burn it up throughout the race. So we're going to do the 2-stop strategy for this race. So we're going to go onto the grid, as it is the formation lap. as Ricciardo will now be on pole position this time round. With
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Okay, Jeff's just informing us about warming up our tyres, which is very important. Obviously, if you guys are new for the game, for the first time, we have the formation app, newest feature to the game. Just gets you hyped up, pumped for the race, and we'll see how we go. 4th place is not too bad, really. 5th I would have taken, but 4th is giving us a great chance for a podium if we get a good start off the line and try and jump Raikkonen. So we'll see how it goes. So we're going to be doing the ultra soft stint first. Obviously, you can see on the indicator on the top left hand of the screen what tyres we're starting on, which is a very good feature as well, because you can kind of predict what's going to happen in terms of strategies and stuff like that. So it's very important that we have this on there, guys. So also as well, so we're going to be doing the ultra soft, then the super soft, and then the ultra soft. So going a bit off strategy from what the game's telling me to do, but I feel it's for the best. This track is very high on safety cars as well, so we may see one at some point in this race potentially. No rain expected for the race as well, which is fantastic for me, because I don't really want to drive this track in the wet, if I'm completely honest with you guys on there. So if we get this stream, guys, if you're watching this back today, we're going to try and go for 80 likes, but if anyone's watching this live right now, we're going to try and go for 40. And if we hit either one of those targets, guys, I will be doing a double upload tomorrow on the channel, with one of them being Malaysia, considering it is the latest round in the real life F1. We may as well do that race for you guys, and maybe a cheeky little special video perhaps with a certain someone, with a Q&A video. I'll leave it to you guys to try and get to that target there, if you guys know what I'm on about. So we're going to be released from the control, and we're going to be going to the grid then for the Singapore Grand Prix. Again, the longest race on the calendar for me. It's about an hour's worth of racing, so you guys are in for a treat right now, unless we hit some safety car issues. But we're getting onto the grid then for the races. We're going to be lining up in P4 with the penalty of Max Verstappen as well, as you may have seen, as we're waiting for the rest of the guys to get to their grid slots. Sainz, our teammate, in 7th, so we've got our rival behind us of Carlos Sainz, so definitely what we need right now to get ahead of him, and also to hit the full purple and maybe become #1 driver at some point. So here we go, it's a 31 lap race, but here we go, under the lights of Singapore. The latest round of career mode is go. I've just burped at the same time, which is definitely what we didn't need to do. Very poor start from us there. Worst start I've ever had in career mode there. The back end slid out, and we've only really lost 2 positions there of Hamilton and Verstappen. A very poor start from us there, but it's better than being out of the race and doing a Nico Hulkenberg, not making turn 1, so we got away with that. So one thing I am going to do, there will be some drops in frames in this part of the lap. I don't really know why, but everywhere else seems fine, so I do apologise in advance to anyone watching this back, but I think everywhere else is fine, so. But for us, we're just going to take it nice and easy to start off with. Just get up to pace and stuff. We're in our expected position, which I think the agent was going to try and tell us at the start of the episode, which is P7. So we'll definitely, I'll be happy with P7 in this race, if I'm honest. Get some decent points on the board. But we are trying to fight with Max Verstappen in the overall championship, actually, for I think it's P5. So we need to really get ahead of him there. But we have got Grosjean as well we've got to think about. We've got a nice gap behind Massa, so if we can just pull away from the pack, it'll be easy. But I don't know what's going on here. I think one of the Ferraris is struggling already, because he's forming a train behind him here, as you can just see it on your screen. I think it's Ricciardo, actually. I do apologise. I think that's leading this one, so I think Ricciardo's holding everyone up from Verstappen, maybe. So maybe there's some team orders going on already at Red Bull, which is interesting. But we've got 1 lap under our belts here in Singapore. But apart from the first, once the lights went out, it's not been too bad. We've been keeping up with the pace of the leaders, which is important. And I'm more than happy just to cruise at the minute, just behind them. right now. So I think Sainz has caught up to Massa, but we're starting to pull away from Felipe, which is definitely what we need right now. They just seem pretty quick in that corner, so we've got to be thinking about that once the DRS gets activated, which is going to be happening next lap. I think we're running a bit too much downforce for the first sector because the AI are OP in the straights around here, so I've got to be thinking about that as well. But in the middle sector and the last sector we are quick, so, or matching them on pace, so definitely something we need to think about if we're going to be making a charge in the later stages of this Grand Prix. As Verstappen's getting right on the back of Lewis. But this layout here is very different from the last time I was here, so very interesting, this layout. It's a great layout, I've got to say. Singapore, I love the track layout, but it's very weird that they just keep changing it every year, so hopefully this one will stay for the best. But apparently we're purple in the middle sector, but obviously it's just our second lap, so everyone's going to be going purple. So again, we're just going to be taking it nice and easy, because Ricciardo's not really pulling away as expected, so definitely a good sign for us. Verstappen went a bit wide there. Got the lights of the Ferris wheel on the left-hand side just before the pit entry, and I think now Ricciardo's starting to pull away
DRS is now enabled.
slightly.
To use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
We've got to get right up behind Max here.
Back by about 0.3 a lap.
I'm going to go up to Rich. Just to defend from Massa, but as you can see, Massa is really far back, so I think we should be fine to defend quite comfortably, actually. And I think there's a move for the lead. I think that's Vettel trying to go around the outside of Ricciardo, and he's done it. So Vettel takes the lead of the race with a nice cheeky move on Daniel Ricciardo. So it's a Ferrari leading the race with a Red Bull in second and Raikkonen in third. Hamilton fourth, Verstappen fifth, and us in sixth place, with Sainz now up to seventh. So Toro Rosso having a good, decent points finish here in terms of solidifying our status in the Constructors' Championship, which is very important at the minute with P4, and I think we want to cement it at some point in the season. But you can see the gap we've got on our teammate is quite big, actually, so I think we'll be fine. I think there's just basically two trains, me in this leading pack, and then Sainz is leading the second train of cars. The big train of cars I can see on the mini-map there, having a quick glance as I just go onto a straight just to see where Sainz is. But as long as I'm matching Verstappen, I'm very happy with my pace, so it's nothing too serious at the minute. Tyres seem okay at the minute. Only 18 and 22, but the rears will be the most demanding between the two. So as you can see, Vettel now setting the fastest lap, and he's starting to pull away as Raikkonen's down the inside of Ricciardo into turn 1 and turn 2, and Ricciardo's going backwards now, so maybe Red Bull's struggling with tyre wear, possibly. And it's just holding up the pack here, so we could maybe get some positions if we can. We're into the slipstream. I think everyone's got DRS down the straight. This is going to be weird going to this corner. So I'm just going to back out of it, don't want to be making any contact. It's just a bombardment of cars here, so we're going to try and go down the outside maybe of Hamilton. Verstappen goes wide, just nowhere to go. We're going to try and go on the inside of Hamilton, possibly. He's left the door open on the inside. Get some slipstream from Raikkonen. Oh, hell's breaking loose here, so I had to back out of that. I don't want to be in any form of contact at this stage of the race. Try and go on the outside of Hamilton maybe. Just squeezes a little bit there, but try and get the power down. But I think we'll have in. Oh my lord, Hamilton's had contact, I think, with Sainz. And I don't know what happened there, but Hamilton got punted from behind. And the safety car's popped out, so oh, shut up, Jeff. So we're going to make a pit stop now. But I don't know, I think Hamilton got tagged from behind hit the side of my car, which made me spin, but we got away with that, I think. But luckily the safety car's come out, so I don't know what's caused that. Maybe some debris at the hairpin, maybe. But we will make a pit stop there, guys. Get a new front wing. And quite a few people are going to the pits there, so we're going to make a pit stop right now. Where's the pit entry sign? Oh, there it is. Oh, we got it, guys. Whew. So we're going to be going in. I think Red Bull Ricciardo is in onto the super soft tyre. I think we're going on the ultra soft, so I think we're kind of making a assault once we go on back onto the track there. So we should have really gone to the super softs, if I'm honest. And we're being held up there by a Williams, I think. So Rosberg and Massa have jumped us, but obviously we had the front wing change. So not really thought about that. I think Hamilton caught the wall apparently from someone in the chat, so take it nice and slowly out of the pit exit there. Don't want to be cutting that white line, or we'll get a penalty. But we're in 18th at the minute, but obviously people behind have made their pit stops. So we've got one more pit stop to make in this race for the set of the super soft tyre, and I think we'll be done. We can go on the softs as well if these tyres degrade as quickly as possible. So this is going to really spice this race up with people not pitting, especially the leaders. So we're going to see how that goes, but we just need to be very conservative on these ultra soft tyres. Our only saving grace at the minute is everyone who did not pit will need to pit basically at some stage. So me, Rosberg, Massa and Ricciardo are in the driver's seat at the minute, but I think we're on the quicker tyre. Everyone else is... Oh yeah, good point actually. Someone's mentioned to lower the fuel. But at the minute we've got, what, 3.2 laps worth of fuel, so nothing really too serious at the minute. But a very good point, so we can actually launch an assault on the rich mix at some point in this one. As there is a bit of debris there, so I think that's what caused the safety car. So not too bad really. We got a bit lucky there with the safety car coming out, if I'm honest. But Hamilton there just hitting the wall there, which steered me into a spin and caused a little bit of a pile up there. So I think that's probably what caused the safety car, according to one of you guys in the chat. So whoever that was, thank you very much for letting me know. But we're under the safety car. Not really what I wanted, if I'm honest, because just adds time and I don't really want to do it. Sainz is in the pit lane, so if Rosberg gets a bloody move on here, we could maybe jump a few people here. But Rosberg is going very slowly right now and I don't really want that. Come on, chop chop. Oh, come on Rosberg, chop chop. I'm not losing a position where I'm actually going to jump ahead of... Oh, we got a warning there for hitting Rosberg, but he was going a bit too slowly, and I was getting a bit annoyed and frustrated that he's going at this snail pace, like really slow pace, and now he's picking up the pace. So Raikkonen's on the super soft. I think we're on the wrong tyres, if I'm honest, but we're alright though, guys. We're fine. We're 13th. Obviously, people are still not yet to make their pit stop. I know some people are going to stay out because they're on the soft tyre, which is interesting actually. So they only need to do one stop, because I know the softs can go quite far in this race. So that's interesting to think about. But I just feel the super soft tyre, I've just only thought about this, the ultra soft I feel won't be the best tyre to be on at the end, just because of the degradation around here. So I think we've made the right call, I think. I think you guys would agree with me on that. I think this is the best strategy to be on, if I'm honest. You guys saw how bad my tyres were at Monza last time out, and we only held off Gutierrez. So I think I'm kind of trying not to make that same mistake this time round. But just quickly show you some cameras. I'm kind of Interesting. I may do one race, guys, in cockpit cam. If you guys want to see that, then let me know. Really appreciate your thoughts. So Grosjean once again leading a race here at in an F1 career mode. You guys remember very well in Austria in particular, Grosjean winning that race. So interesting to see Haas doing very well. So they must be very good on their tyre wear on this game. So on to lap 7. We're not even a quarter of the way through the race yet. Ugh. It's a long race, this one. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a cockpit cam for a future episode, then let me know. Probably Abu Dhabi will probably be one of the races that I will do it. So I know not many people are using cockpit cam at the minute, but so look at that, guys. Look at the fuel mix. If you can see it, we've got 4 laps of fuel, which is a lot of fuel burning that I'm going to be doing this race. So when are we pitting, actually? That's the next question. Let's have a look. 15 to 17. Okay, that's fine. We'll go to lap 17 and go onto a super softs and then just go to the end. But I mean, the tyres at the minute, just quickly show you, only 2% all round, which is quite good, I've got to say. So we've done very well to hold these tyres on. Very well in this one. Just trying to avoid any curbs and stuff so it doesn't wreck the tyres. And I think the safety car's coming in this lap, so interesting.
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature.
As Grosjean's starting to hold up the pack, so
Until the first safety car line.
it'd be interesting to see if anyone pits.
Flags.
That would be quite funny, as we saw in Monza. Look what happened there. So Grosjean starting to pack the field up. All of us all in a tangent here, right in front of the crowd here. As you can see, the Manners are actually in the podium. One of them's in the podium positions, I think, so that's quite a shock. So either Ria Haryanto or Pascal Wehrlein's going to get a podium as it stands right now. I don't know what's going on right now, but I think we're going to be going green anytime now. And I think it's now go, go, go. So Alonso's out of the race. I think he was the man that crashed out. As Raikkonen's making the move down the inside. We hold it round the outside. Obviously, we need to go up to Rich. I think I was in lean, so I kind of think that's why Raikkonen was right in our arse there on the restart. Hopefully get some slipstream here from Rosberg to help us defend from Raikkonen. So hopefully if Rosberg and Massa battle here, which I think they have, which is thank you very much. I'll take that with a cream on there. Oh, Rosberg there, down the inside. We hold it just about there as we check up here for Ricciardo, who is the lead man, I think, from the pit stop phase. So we could really be a net first place come end of this. As Ricciardo goes down the inside of Button, we just got to brake. There's just nowhere to pass around this track. And we just make a bit of contact there with Button. We're still going side by side. Good little race in there, but I think Ricciardo's left the door open for us to go down the inside of Jensen. Traction for us on the ultra softs, and I think we just about, get it done. We don't. Button's gone down our inside, but as I said, the grip for the ultra softs here, and we get past Jensen, and we're up into the points as we just go a bit wide there, so I have to take the escape road. And we are in the points, so definitely where I want to be. Ricciardo now is a net first place, I think. And I think I just did a little bit of a cut there. So we've got a bit of a second gap behind. Hopefully Ricciardo gets held up here by the bananas of Palmer and Magnussen. Rosberg and Raikkonen are squabbling behind, which is definitely what I need. Just hope Ricciardo gets held up here by Perez and Magnussen and Palmer to really make a charge. But Rosberg's battling behind has actually helped me here to really open a gap. And we've gone purple. Perez has gone wide. Ricciardo's checked up. We're going to make a move down the inside. Full lock. And we get it done just about, but Ricciardo's back on our inside. We have to hold it around the outside. Just hitting the wall there, but we get away with it. And we're up to 9th. So definitely the move of the race so far for us. Big moment there. So we take back the lead. The net first place. Unless I could be wrong, I don't know. We've got one of the Renaults on the softs, so I think he will be interesting there, but... Shut up, Jeff. Jeff was annoying me. I don't want him talking in this race. I don't want him talking. Because this race, you need full-on concentration. When I'm trying to talk at the same time as well, it doesn't really help. But Magnussen's on the softs. I don't know what Palmer's on. I think he's on the softs as well. So the Renaults are going quite far in this one. Just had to check up there for Perez. This is not going to help us defend from Ricciardo, as we have got DRS for this lap. Just need to try and get past these 3 cars as quickly as possible. Try and get a good slingshot out of the corner. Bit of DRS. We will defend from Ricciardo, which is good, but I don't think we're going to get past Perez in the Mercedes unless he gets brake checked here, which I think he has done. So we've got to give room to Magnussen, and we've got Magnussen as well, so that's definitely one of the banana cars out of the way. Obviously not what Fizzy wants to hear, obviously. But now we've got Jody and Palmer next. But this train of cars here on the softs is going to help me. Oh, there's a cut there from Jeff talking. I think lap 12 is a bit too early, I think, to pit. Look at the softs, the ultra softs can go far, so I may as well stay on this tyre and then jump onto the super softs later in the stint. If you guys think that's the best strategy, then let me know. What lap should I pit in, guys? You decide. Do I do what Jeff said, lap 12, or stay out, as our tyres are not too bad right now, as we had a bit of a drift there through the under the grandstand there. So there's the tyre situation. Shall we stay out, guys, for a few laps and then go on to the super softs? Because obviously I have to go on that tyre because it is the mandatory tyre. As we've got the DRS on Palmer. I'll have a look at them in a minute, guys, the chat, as we've got to go down the inside. And he just lets us through. Oh, and we just had no brakes there into one. And Marcus Ericsson's out the race, and this could be a safety car again. Okay, it's not. And he's just parked it on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side there, so he's had an engine blowout, surely. Oh, Tom's here. Hello, Tom. So you guys want me to stay out? Okay. Good stuff. Bit of oversteer. And who's next? We've got Pascal Wehrlein on the podium, guys. Pascal Wehrlein on the podium for Manor. Let's get some hype in the chat for Manor, actually. Because of Ericsson. Oh, we hit the wall there. With Ericsson retiring, it's moved one of the Manors into the podium positions. Oh, we've got the virtual safety car now. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely to have the virtual safety car make an appearance. At least it's not the safety car, I guess, but this is what done me over with me and Fizzy in the co-op, if you may remember very well. This whole Delta thing. So I've got to keep it in the green, guys. If you guys are new to F1, we've got to stay in that Delta time that's been set for us. And if you go in the red, it will come up saying, oh, slow down or you get a penalty. I think it's a drive-through penalty, I think, if I remember. So we've got to stay in there. And once it says virtual safety car ending, that's when we can start to think about going. So we need to get a good exit, I think. A good restart. As Pascal Wehrlein enters the pit lane, so definitely a good call from Manor there, I think. With the cars going at a slow pace. So definitely what we need. As Haryanto now moves into the podium positions there. So Rio Haryanto again is money's worth, I guess. On course for a podium, but we'll have to see how that goes for him. Okay, as you can see now, virtual safety car ending, so we're going to get right up to the back then of Haryanto there. So we will have DRS, I think. I'm not too sure. We do indeed have DRS, so this should be an easy move, I think. Actually, I just realised, man, I've got Mercedes power. Fail moment. Well, we have got that grip, so we should be fine to get past Haryanto in the slow sections here. As I think his super softs are going off the cliff. We've just got to get past him as quickly as possible right now. You can just see the levels of grip now. Obviously, it is a Manor, so I can say that, but we've got to get past him. Palmer's doing a good job defending the cars behind him, which is definitely what we need. Oh, Haryanto there, just closing the door on us there. Haryanto's causing us a bit of bother right now. Which is definitely what I do not need right now. Just do some short shifting as well. So you guys recommend me pitting when we hit 30% on the tyres. On the ultra soft, so I will do that. Just Haryanto's holding us up here. And I don't know who's actually ahead. I think that's a Ferrari. I'm not too sure. It could be Tom, actually. Tom 97 HD could be in second place. In the Ferrari there. I'm not too sure. But Haryanto here, being a right knob here. Just holding us up. A treat, but he is for a legit position. As Grosjean. I think it's the two Hasses, actually. I could be wrong. I'm not too sure who's I know Grosjean's leading, but I don't know who's in second. But just can't get past Haryanto here. Got a good exit here. Down the inside. Late break. And we move up. And we've got DRS as well to defend from Haryanto. So up to the podium. Grosjean now has dropped from the lead of the race, unfortunately. As we've gone purple in the first sector. Definitely what we need. Not even half distance yet. It's a long one. So I wonder who's leading. It could be a Williams, actually. I'm not sure. But obviously this has helped me massively to build a gap to the likes of Ricciardo, Rosberg, Raikkonen, Vettel, to name a few, who are on the slower tyre of the super soft. So we can definitely build a bridge now of a gap, and then once they're on the ultra softs we can really go for it. And especially now with our tyres only at like 20%, 24%. It's not too bad from us. I might bridge out the gap, so once all four tyres get above 30%, that's when I'll pit. So I know the rears will. We've got some yellow flags out, actually. Oh, Haryanto's out the race, guys. Oh, it's a shame. Which is actually what I didn't want, because Ricciardo's now behind me in terms of position. I think Vettel's leading the race, actually, so interesting. Vettel, the current championship leader, is actually leading the race, so he's called his strategies absolutely spot on. But my main rival in this one is Ricciardo. Just want to set a statement to Red Bull. We're ahead of 1. Can we get ahead of 2, I wonder? I was really surprised, actually. I've got Sainz as a rival. I was expecting Grosjean to be that rival, so oh well. We've gone purple again in the first sector. Just getting a little bit of slipstream from Grosjean down the straight there. So Grosjean in the Haas. He's really surprised me this season, Grosjean, on my career mode. He's done very well. Picked up that famous win in Austria with the one-stop cheeky strategy. And he's just left the door open there, and he nearly made contact with him. He's gone wide though. Let's get some grip there. Going to try and hook it around the outside of Grosjean into the hairpin, and we get it done very nicely around the outside. And we are up to second now, hunting down Sebastian Vettel in that Ferrari, who is 6 seconds up the road. So I don't think we've got a bit of pace on him, considering he is on the super soft tyre, whilst we're on the ultra soft, as our tyres are getting a bit worn right now. So I think I'll definitely take a podium now. Vettel leading the championship in the fastest car, as you saw at the start of the episode with the performance of all the teams. I'll definitely take a podium in the Toro Rosso. I'll definitely have that, being the 5th quickest car in the field right now. But I'm more happy with my pace at the minute. I know it's not quick, but I'll take it anyway. The game's telling me to pit, but we're not going to yet. There's no point pitting yet. I know we've got to pit once because we've done ultra soft at the start, obviously, and then did ultra soft again once the safety car came out first time round. So I'm going to be going on to, I think, the super softs to the end, Marco. So I haven't forgotten, mate. I have to pit. Don't worry. Gone purple again, the first sector. So we're quite quick in the first sector actually, which is quite a surprise considering we're running quite a lot of downforce on the car. A bit of oversteer, but we're not catching up to Vettel, but we are pulling away from Grosjean, which is good for us. So I think Ferrari are just too quick for us here to challenge for a win. Just a bit too fast in that hairpin. You can stretch them. The right hand side of the tyres, as you can see, are getting a bit worn at the minute compared to the front left in particular. So nothing really to think about at the minute of pitting at the minute, but even though Jeff's telling us to pit, but we've come to the halfway of this halfway distance of this race. Hallelujah. Could have actually pitted for the softs actually. We could have gone to the end on the softs, which would have been interesting. So what's the gap? We're matching Vettel now, which is good, I guess. 6.6. I'll definitely take 6.6 seconds on Vettel. Well, I know surely has to pit. Obviously will have to, unless he's already made his final stop. Bit of oversteer. Ricciardo, actually I've just spotted Ricciardo's now up to 3rd. Definitely not what I needed right now, but if we can defend Ricciardo once, we can do a Nico Rosberg-esque real life situation when Ricciardo was hunting him down for the win. Maybe we can do the same, but obviously with different perspectives there. As you can see, our tyres are starting to get a bit cooked right now, especially on the right hand side of the car with nearly 40%. I think we may hit this time actually for the super softs and get them out of the get them on right now. We're going to lean as well just to help with the traction out of the slow corners, but we'll pit this time for the super softs for the final time this race, and we've kind of cooked that corner a little bit there. Just try and make sure we are under 37 miles an hour, and we are in.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
I think that was Raikkonen actually, which is good. So we're going to be pitting then for the set of the super softs to the end. And it's quite a slow stop there from the boys. Not happy with that, 2.5. But luckily, we will be going to the end now. Verline's in 15th actually, so we can get ahead of Verline. That will be very cheeky actually. Got to be very careful, going very slowly out this pit exit. And luckily we're ahead of Pascal Wehrlein, which is very important. Magnussen's still out on the soft tyre, I've just noticed. Oh, this would work a treat if the safety car came out right now. That would definitely help me right now. We've got a bit of yellow flags down here. So I wonder what's happened up here, I wonder. Just got to be very cautious and think there could be a safety car, or a virtual safety car at least. So we try to get these super softs up to temperature, and it's a slow car of Raikkonen actually. So don't know what's going on with Raikkonen. May have a puncher. We're going to go past Raikkonen around the outside. But there's one big name out of contention for points. We've only got 15 laps, for 14 and a bit laps to go. Wehrlein's fine with us, so this is going to be very cheeky. So we know we can get these to the end. Obviously that's the most important factor now. This is what the strategy told me to do. Just being a bit cautious to start off with, just to get the groove. Haven't done any testing with the super soft tyre. I've only used the soft and the ultra soft when I was practicing, so should be alright. I guess we've got a few people in the pit lane. A gaggle on there as I completely cut that corner, so I do apologise. On there, I think we had a wheel on the track, so it's alright. So who's this coming out the pit lane, I wonder? I don't know who it is. It's Ricciardo, and he's actually jumped me, so that's a bit annoying. And he's also on the super soft tyre, so we've got a battle on our hands now with Daniel. Luckily enough, we get DRS, which is definitely what we needed, just to stick with him. Just come down the back straight again. If you just joined us, sorry for the drop in frames there. I don't know why, but that's the only part of the lap where the frames drop. So we're just going to try and get right up to the back of Ricciardo if I can. Oh, just get away with it there. I thought I was going to be game over. With downforce perspectives. So that's the back end there, just a little bit. Just got to try and hold on to Ricciardo here, if I can. Try and stay with him, try and get into that 1 second gap, that would be fantastic. Get some cheeky DRS, I must say. Just staying in third for this part of the lap, just to save a bit of rear degradation. So we don't rev up the rear tyres. As Sainz is in the pits for his final stop. May go into the ultra soft actually. As we set the fastest lap, which is definitely what I needed to do. Just a bit too deep into one. And Wehrlein has just missed out on Rosberg, unfortunately. So, got to say, Pascal Wehrlein doing a good job for Manor. He's currently P6, so props to them. I must say. Oh, tank slapper. So we've only got about, what, 12 laps to go, 12 and a bit to go. Just can't wait to get rid of this track out of the way until next season. Might even do 100% next season. Good God. Just can't believe I just said that. The thought of doing 100% around here. Ugh. But P4 at the minute. I think some people have got to make a pit stop though, so we could be on the podium at this point, but it'd be a fantastic performance from us, considering I don't like this track. And the time I've had to practice for this race as well, considering I've only just been back from Germany, so Definitely a massive result from us here, I've got to say. Also got to mention about, if you just joined as well, about what you want me to do next season. Do you want me to stay with Toro Rosso and maybe consider thinking about joining another midfield team if they've got the package that we can develop on, or stay with Toro Rosso for another season? But let me know your ideal suggestions. But I'm going to be doing a vote in the second to last round, I think, at Brazil. Will be the start of the poll, and then obviously I'm going to leave it open till after Abu Dhabi before we make a decision. But if you guys want to see 100%, then we need to slap 100 likes. I've said it, but I'll leave it at that. And Rosberg's catching me up, so that's not even what I wanted to hear as well. So it's basically me being Ricciardo and Rosberg basically hunting us down. So it's a bit of a flip of the wheel right now. I'm being hunted. I don't want to be finishing where I started, because I really hate that, because I feel like I haven't really achieved anything in the race if I stay where I am in terms of grid position to the finish. I think a lot of you would agree with me on that. That you guys do not want to see that from me. Just a bit of a short shift there, but we've still got a nice gap to Rosberg, so nothing really too serious to think about right now. But I feel Red Bull have done me, I think. I think the car's a lot better than our Toro Rosso around here. So we may have to accept that we're not going to be the fastest car, but it is encouraging signs that we are most recently fighting for podiums and a win, as you saw in Spa when we picked up our first win of the season. So it will be fantastic to score a podium, but all it is now is to try and defend from Rosberg is the main goal for me now. I know you guys want to see me achieve a podium around Singapore especially. We've got the fuel to get us to the end, I think, so I have to worry about. And that's a very, very, very scary sign that Verstappen sets the fastest lap. Luckily he's quite far back, so we don't have to worry about him for the time being, but it's important for the championship as well from our perspectives, as we could jump definitely Grosjean and get a bit closer to Max Verstappen. So we could be finishing like 5th in the championship is my goal in our first season, considering we've had a very poor start to the season, as you saw, nearly being fired at one point, getting naught on the driver performance thingy majiggies. I can't vaguely remember what it's called properly, but we've still got 12 laps to go, and I'm absolutely dripping in sweat right now, which I know Tom knows very well from a tweet I saw. He tweeted about when he finished recording his Singapore race. So I think Tom knows how I feel right now. Wet, wet, wet. Tom knows. I haven't got a fan or anything. I haven't even got the window open. That's how bad it is right now in here. But we're keeping the gap to Rosberg. I know it's 2.5 seconds, but we've gained a bit in the last sector, which is definitely what we need. I think I'm just braking a bit too early for one, and not braking too much. I think for one, because you saw there, I didn't really brake as much when we went off the track a little bit. But still 2.15 laps of fuel, which is definitely not. It's definitely what we need to see, but still 2.7 actually, so he's actually not gained time, which is definitely what I wanted to see. So even though we made that little mistake, Rosberg did the same thing, and that's Verstappen behind him as well, so that will be quite nice. But personally I want Verstappen to stay behind Rosberg so we can just score some points on him in the standings before we head to Malaysia, which will be obviously back tomorrow, and a slightly earlier time if I'm honest guys. It'll be a bit earlier than this. This was just a late decision call from myself, as I want to try and get this series out of the way as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and get it done by the end of the week before AOR starts. I think on Sunday. It could be next week, but either way, I want the season 1 done and dusted by the end of Sunday. So you may get more than one video a day, basically. Oh, I nearly hit the wall there. That was very close. That's Vettel on. Well, there you go. He's on the ultra softs and sets that time. So props to Vettel there. Very quick. Called his strategy absolutely spot on. So we're starting to struggle a bit. 2.4 is the gap now. So obviously the AI are quite quick in the middle sector to us, as I think that's where we lost the time. As we matched in the first and last sector, so I think the middle sector is definitely where we need to work on for the last 9 laps of this race as we move the back end there. Next question is, what's the tyre situation? That's not too bad actually. Should be fine. Hopefully to the end of the race. Everyone, including Ricciardo, Rosberg, especially Max Verstappen, will definitely be in the same boat as me in terms of tyre wear right now. Just see if that is. It is Max Verstappen there. Just braked a bit too late there for the corner. As Ricciardo's just gone from us. Just showing that the car's got a very good chassis under there. Thanks to the work of Adrian Newey. Oh, it is Sunday, okay. Thanks Marco for letting me know in the chat. So, if you guys want to see some AOR. So Hamilton's having issues, which is definitely, I think, going to help Vettel for the championship. So Hamilton could not be scoring any points. If that's the case then, Marco. Guys, Sunday 8 PM will be the start of AOR and Australia for the first round of the championship. So make sure to be on this channel as well. And keep an eye out for some videos coming out, I think, this week regarding AOR. So, what I'm going to say to that. Some exciting projects that I've got lined up. Well, an exciting project regarding the PC League, so I'll leave it at that. You have to wait until a few days' time to find out what that is. And Verstappen's actually got ahead of Rosberg. Oh, actually no, they're fine, so that's definitely going to help me here. I think Rosberg will hold off Verstappen with the Mercedes-powered engine, but this is going to help us. So look at that, 1.4 seconds gain, just puts a little bit of breathing space on us, just a little bit. I think as soon as Verstappen gets past Rosberg, that's going to be the problem. So now Verstappen's quick at this point, but the gap is beginning to build again, which is definitely what I want, with them fighting over 4th place. So definitely what I needed right now. Come over the Anderson Bridge and into the hairpin, and coming out of it. It's a shame, Tom, you didn't sign up. Would have been good to race against you, mate. I know Cow's in split 2. Be good to race with him in split 1, hopefully. If he gets the pace up, be good to see him in there. 2 knots, boys. So 4.5 seconds then to Ricciardo. Gap behind's the same again. I think Verstappen's still on the back of Rosberg. Definitely what I want. We'll start pushing a bit more now. So tyre wear may be getting a bit bad, but I'm taking the risk right now. Yeah, get a hashtag, guys. Team Knots in the chat, please. Let's get some Team Knots. And I may actually spam, well, put a comment in Cow's video when he does AOR highlights videos, and put Team Knots in there just for a bit of bants, a bit of fun as the back end's sliding out. Tyre wear's starting to go off then. Tom, I'll read your DM, mate, at the end of the race, after the stream, mate. I can't really look at it right now, what you posted to me. As Verstappen's actually got past Ricciardo, so that's definitely not what I wanted to see. Oh, God. I'll tell you what, guys, as well, Jeff has been quiet, hasn't he? This race. Just trying to be aggressive now. Just trying to hold on for dear life. I want a podium. I deserve a podium. Oh my God, back end still out there. We've only got what, 6 laps to go of this race. It's such a long race, this one. And one you have to really practice for. Oh, back out still out. But guys, if you're watching this and want to know about tomorrow's race at Malaysia, make sure to follow me on Twitter. It's at the top of your screens, and I will inform you guys of when I'm streaming. I'm going to be using the Nvidia thing again because so far it's been okay, no issues since the patch. So, and I think for me the gameplay, you don't lose a lot of FPS with this software. The only issue is I've got to set it all up in terms of tagging, titles, descriptions and stuff like that. But it's a risk I'm willing to take, so I need you guys to follow me on Twitter, because I will inform you guys of when I'm going to be starting the stream and stuff like that. So make sure to follow me on Twitter. I think we're almost at 2,500 followers as well on there, so that would be quite fantastic if we can smash that. I think we've already done it, but I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at my Twitter number, followers and all that malarkey. So what's the gap? 2.2 seconds. Ugh. I think Verstappen's pulled away from Rosberg as well, so our tyres, I think, again, a bit cooked right now. Oh, they are as well. Look at that tyre wear, guys, at the back. Ugh. 41%. I think this could be the wrong tyre choice. I think we should have gone on the softs to be safe. Obviously, the pace would be bad, but tyre wear is an issue for us. I think we need to work on that with our setup next time round. Just got no grip on the front rights, just to make me turn it in. We're not even in night. We're in 0.94 laps of fuel as well, so I've got to go back to standard for the first time this race. Legitimately as well. 5 laps to go, boys. Can we hold off for a podium? Or will Verstappen bite us in the bum? He's only now 1.3 seconds as well. This is the sector where the AI have been quicker than us. If anyone is watching this live, then you know I would do practice for the next round afterwards, but because it being Singapore, I'm not going to do any practice, so I'm probably going to do it as a separate thing. So I do apologise, and I will be doing it off air, all the practice stuff, so I do apologise, but I need to relax after this race because this one's is a killer on you. Especially when you're going to have a battle with Verstappen and Rosberg, as we are starting to struggle massively now. I've got to start going into lean to save some... But the thing is, Vettel will be in the same boat as us on those ultra softs. So maybe Ricciardo can catch him up, potentially. We've got 4 to go in this race. Question is, are we going to hold off Verstappen? Let me know, guys, in the chat. Do you think we will hold him off? Obviously, legitimately, of course. I personally think we won't if the tyres keep degrading as quickly as they are. Of course. Just a bit wide on exit. Nearly at the wall. Verstappen's got DRS, I think. He has indeed. He's catching us. Here he comes. Right, it's all about defending now. We've got to defend from Verstappen for 4 laps, 3.5 laps. God save me, guys. Pray for Ryan. Hashtag pray for Ryan right now, guys, in chat. Here he comes. Got to start defending now. I've got to defend massively now. I hate battling with Verstappen. Back end slid out there. I need really Rosberg to get past Verstappen here. That would be fantastic. Lovely hashtags there, guys. Love to see that. Just helps me a bit. Right, up to Rich then for the straight, with Verstappen getting DRS on us. I don't even want to look at the tyre wear situation. Got 3 laps to go. Got to stay as tight as possible here. Went a bit too wide. Got to defend now. There he comes. He's going round the he's going the inside line. Look at that. Straight 9 speed. We've got to defend down the inside. We go. Just about hold him off there. Just about. He broke a bit too early. We just took the chance and just went for it. We haven't got anything to lose. The gap behind's not that much, if I'm honest. You can see there. If we have an incident with Verstappen or Rosberg, then we're going to come 5th regardless. If we have a spin, we've got a bit of a gap behind, so I had to take the chance and defend like mad. But I think I'm parking the bus. If anyone's got any bus emojis that you want to put in chat, feel free. Or a train or whatever. I am literally trying to hold on here for dear life of this podium. I really want this podium, guys. You don't know how much I want this. I think I should be fine on fuel as well, so I may stay enriched to the end of the race. The only... Oh my god, that was close. Back end is going out like crazy right now. Verstappen's got a good exit. We're going to hold it to the inside. He won't make a move into turn 1, surely. We're just going to hold it nicely there. Nice and smooth. Try and get a good exit out of this turn 3. And we do indeed. Just brake a bit early for the corner. Short shift at the 4th. That's a good exit there. Should be able to hold off Verstappen. We're going to hold the inside like we did last time. As we have the inside line, and it has worked for us this time round again. Vettel's going to walk away with this win. But we need to think about tyre wear, guys, I think, for the next race. We would have been comfortably fine on tyre wear, but just struggled in the last part of the race. So maybe we may have to not do what the game says and just be safe and go on to a conservative strategy, I feel. Because I want to look at the tyres. Look at the tyres, guys. Nearly 60% on the rears. But we're coming up to the last lap then of the race. Vettel comfortably leading this one. And Ricciardo as well. Oh, we've gone wide. It's going to be holding up Verstappen and Rosberg right now. Missing the barrier there. So we've got one more lap to go of the Singapore Grand Prix. Can we hold on to a podium? That would just be fantastic for me. You guys in the chat who have been here since the start of this long race. Got a good exit on Verstappen. I really need Rosberg to get a move on Verstappen because that will just do me the world of good. And just put a little bit less pressure on me to try and hold off Verstappen, but he's right on my arse. Oh, we've gone wide. This is Verstappen's chance. We might have to do a lunge. Oh, and Verstappen's done me there. Can't really do anything about that. Just the straight line speed of that Red Bull. And he's got past us.
Right, some information on Hamilton. They're speeding up again, so I expect they've fixed whatever the problem was.
Shut up, Jeff.
Copy that.
And even Rosberg's going down the inside of us. And we hold it around the outside. But that was just a... I had no chance. If Verstappen got that close to me, I would have no chance defending from him. Got to look at the fuel as well. We've got enough fuel to the end. That's the next question. Oh, we've got plenty of fuel. Got half a lap. It's annoying, but that's what happens. Something to think about for next episode, guys. As Vettel wins in Singapore for the Singapore Grand Prix, and basically he's one step closer to the championship now. Here, under the lights of Singapore. Ricciardo's going to come in second. Verstappen's going to come in third. And me basically finishing where I started in this one. Not really what I wanted, but I'll take it on the chin. It's not even over yet. Rosberg's right on my arse at the last corner. And we hold on for P4. Bit disappointed, really. We could have maybe got a podium, but oh well.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari.
So Vettel on the top step of the podium there. Very happy with that win. The two Red Bulls in second and third, but in a way, I tried my best. Wasn't going to work. And once again, no champagne spray. Let's get some hype in the chat, guys, for that. The FIA can't even afford any proper good champagne, so... oh well. That's a bit weird.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Sebastian Vettel, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, it's a difficult decision for sure, but I'm going to say Pascal Wehrlein. We've been seeing his talent elsewhere for a while now, and it's good to see him making the same kind of impact in Formula One.
On to the constructors then. Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
So Crofty there, just informed us of who won. Props to Pascal Wehrlein first and foremost, 10th place and a deserving driver of the day for his one-stop strategy from 18th to 10th. Props to him. But Vettel wins by 21 seconds from Ricciardo, with Verstappen in third. Us basically finishing where we started as well. Rosberg 5th, Massa 6th, Grosjean 7th, Bottas 8th, Hulkenberg 9th, and Pascal Wehrlein scoring the point. The sole point with Sainz actually outside, so that's definitely what we need in terms of our rivalry as well. And confirmation of results, Hamilton in 18th as well, and Raikkonen as well. That's a bit of a shock, really, if I'm honest. Haryanto, Ericsson and Alonso, the 3 retirements from that. But let's see what that means for the Drivers' Championship. And we're up to 7th, which is important for us. We're now only, 8 points behind Verstappen in the points, which is good. And we've jumped Grosjean now to 3-point lead. Sainz is still 9th and Bottas is still 10th. And Vettel has a 64-point lead at the top of the standings. And it's quite close for 3rd, with Ricciardo and Hamilton now separated by a point. But there could be maybe a little sniff. We could maybe get Raikkonen. He's only about 45 points behind, so it's not over yet. So, interesting to see how that goes. And in the Constructors, we're even solidifying our 4th place with 136 points. we're now 50 points ahead of Haas, and Williams have dropped to 6th actually, but they have moved up to 7th from 7th place on 85 points, with Force India and McLaren tied on 75 points. But at the top there, as you can see, Ferrari and Mercedes are only 19 points adrift. So let me know, guys, who you think will win in the constructors between Ferrari and Mercedes. It'll be great to see what you guys think as well. But we're going to jump straight to the final part of this to see what we're going to get in terms of our rivalry, and probably one of the best feelings ever when you see what's going to come up next. Right there, but we're going to get some points there. Obviously, we've got the booster as well on that, which is good, and this is going to be very good actually to see this on the penalty free, even though Science actually did quicker in the first 2 sectors, which is quite good, but we're still ahead 11 to 7, which is definitely what we need as well. And this is what I want to see. We are now in the purple, full on purple, full maxed out 10 there for the first time this series. We are all the way across, definitely what I want to see, and we'll see what happens very soon, because I have no idea what happens when you reach the full bar at this point. So we're going to skip the career mode score. I'm not really bothered about that. And I think that is the end of the episode, guys. So I'm just going to quickly show you, if you just joined us right at the end, that we have ceased development for next season. And the next episode, guys, will be at Kuala Lumpur, which obviously you guys know is happening this weekend. So I will be doing that episode, guys, for you tomorrow, as I've been informed that we have hit the target. So that is fantastic, guys. So I want to thank you very much for that. But I'm going to end it there, guys, so make sure to follow me on Twitter. It's on the top of the screen, and all my social media links will be in the description below of when I will be streaming at tomorrow. So keep your eyes out for that. Just want to say thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we can do a bit better for Kuala Lumpur for you guys. Until then, I'm going to basically drain myself from the sweat that we've got, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Malaysia. Until then, guys, make sure to like and subscribe around here, as we're getting close to 10,000 subscribers on the channel. It's fantastic to hit that margin as soon as we can. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a good day, guys. See you later. Take care.